Hi, I'm Terry from East Riding Leisure Beverley. I'm just here to take you through a Pilates class involving our core and our back today. So all you need, if you've got one at home, is a mat. If not, that's fine, but bare feet if you can. So if you want to stand on your mat, have a glance down at your feet, spread out your toes, soften through your knees, think about lengthening through your thigh muscles right to that crease in the top of your hip. And then lift the shoulders, draw the shoulders back and down so you've got lots of space between your earlobes and your shoulders. Then we're going to focus on our abdominals. So imagine you've got an imaginary zip that you're going to pull up right towards your navel. And then imagine you've got a nice tight waist belt that you're going to pull as tight as it will go, and then just let it go a couple of notches so you can still feel it around, but you can breathe, more importantly. So now on your breath, we're going to take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So whilst you're doing this, you might want to put your hands on your rib cage as you inhale. Feel the rib cage lift and rise, and as you exhale, natural part of the breath is for the abdominal muscles to contract. So just practice that just a couple of times, in through the nose, out through the mouth. So continue with the breath, and we're now going to focus on mobilizing through the body. So I'm just going to start from the head downwards, just allowing the ear to fall from shoulder to shoulder. Now when we do this one, just be aware that you're keeping your shoulders fixed and you're not leaning. Okay, so if you find that your body's tilting, just reset in the middle. Just let the ear go from side to side. Good. Just feel that gentle stretch down the side of your neck. Be aware if you've got any issues, just go to where's right for you. Okay, when you come back to center, we're just going to follow our eyes and start to gaze your eye gaze round to the right and then to the left. Everything pulled in. Imagine you've got a line drawn from one side of the room to the other that you're going to focus your eyes on so everything's staying level. So just do that one more time in both directions. Keeping those shoulders back and down, keeping those bellies drawn in, and focusing on that breath. So now we're just going to nod our chin to the chest. Just bring your eye gaze back to center. So as you drop your chin to the chest, just feel that gentle stretch in the back of your neck, attaching to the top of your shoulders, keeping those shoulders back and down. 2 more times. Eyes back to center, one last time. And then release. So now we're going to start by rolling the shoulders. So we're going to bring them forward, up to the earlobes, back and down. Okay. So fingertips pointing down to the ankles, shoulders lift and draw back. Make that movement a little bit bigger, just bring up the elbows. We're now going to open the chest a little bit more. If you've got any issues with your shoulders, just simply stay with your shoulder roll. And if you're okay to do so, we're now going to bring our arms and fully extend. Stay with the bend in the elbow if that's enough for you. Now to challenge our balance, if you want to take a stage further, you can rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels, and then control the move as you gently go down. So rise up, and then down. If that's not for you, you can stay on the feet and just simply roll the arms. Do that one more time. So big breath in, big breath out to lower. Good. So now we're just going to bring the shoulders the other way. Good. So just do that a couple more times. And then release. So I just want you to take just a tiny little step wider. Just give your arms and your legs a little shake. And now take your earlobe back down to your shoulder. Now we're going to take it to a side bend and come back to center. Same side. So just to the right. So when you come back to center, think about focusing on pulling in your abdominal muscles, nice and tight, to bring you back to center rather than yanking yourself up. So draw everything back. Just do that one more time. Come back to center, change side, let the earlobe drop and slide. So you might know that your hand slides further down one thigh than the other, and that's fine. Just do that 2 more times. Draw the belly in. Last one. Good. So that's just mobilizing into our spine and into our waist. So take one more tiny little step wider. Now just relax through your arms. So we're going to lift one heel. We're going to rotate our arms around. So now we're going to rotate into the spine and into the waist. So you might want to start with your eyes facing forward. If you're okay with your balance, you can take it a little bit further. Try and keep your arms nice and low and let your arms relax. So we're just rotating now through our spine, our waist, get a little bit warmer. And then slowly come back to center. Good. So maybe just bring your feet in just slightly, so maybe just slightly wider than your shoulders, knees in line with your toes. So just imagine you're going to sit on a chair, you're just going to push your weight into your heels, and then you're going to squeeze your bum on the way up and press through your heels. So we're just warming up into our knees, our thighs, our hips, and our glutes. Good. You've got any issues with your knees? Maybe that you just go a little way down. Otherwise, but just making sure that your butt stays above that knee line. So bring your arms up. Now if you can, we're just going to add a little swing. Start with your eyes up. If you're okay to let your head drop, you can let the chest fall over your thighs and lift. And then just take a big stretch. Just getting the blood flowing through the body, getting the back of the body opened. Just do that 2 more times. If that's not for you, if you find you get dizzy, just keep your eyes up. And then release. Good. So now walk your feet underneath your hips. We're just going to mobilize into our ankles, calves, strength into our toes. So start with your hands on your hips. So just lift one heel, check where your balance is, and then push up onto the other. And then continue that move. Now just be aware on this one that you're not letting your body lean from side to side. It's only a very light tap. Imagine that piece of string is pulling you tall to lengthen through the body. And then bring your hands by your side. And then just bring your shoulders to your ears, and then back down. Up and down. Just do one more. And then release. Okay, so you stay where you are. I'm just going to come to the side of the mat. We're now going to roll down through our spine to open up our back, stretch our hamstrings. So we tuck the chin to the chest, first of all, soften through the knees, just hinge forward from your shoulders and your hips, so you're just hanging like a rag doll. So from here, just slowly make your way back up, lengthening through the spine as you lift, allow the shoulders to naturally fall into place, and the head's always last to come up. So continue with that, chin to chest. Hinge forward. If you can, just aim to go maybe a little bit further. Note your hands will come away from your legs, avoid putting your hands on your legs, and really suck your belly in tight as you roll back up. And release. So in your own time, let's go again. Chin to chest. Hinge forward, suck the belly in, soften through your knees. So you just go as far as is comfortable for you. Just feel the back of the body being opened, all that tension releasing through your shoulders, right down through to your fingertips. And we're just going to do that one last time. So just take it to what's right for you. Any issues with your back? You've got really tight hamstrings, you might want to take your feet further apart. You might want more bend in your knees. So whatever is right for you. And then roll yourself up. And then release. Good. Okay, so hopefully you're a little bit warmer now. So when you're ready, make your way down to the floor. You just come to maybe the center of your mat. Place your feet flat on the floor. And if you need a helping hand, you can hold the back of your thighs. So you're going to tuck the chin, skip the belly, and roll down slowly. So think about using your abdominal muscles to help you to the floor, rather than you just collapsing down. So once you get there, bring your feet as close to your bum as you can. Feet flat on the floor and knees bent. Everybody's going to be different. It will depend on your knees and how tight maybe your hamstrings are. So press your shoulder blades into the floor. Now if you just lift up your chin, tuck it under so you've got lots of length through the back of your neck. Now before we move anything, I want you to take a big breath in through your nose. And as you exhale through your mouth, think about pulling your belly button towards your spine. So our back imprints into the mat. So if you know shoulder bridge, join straight in with me. If you need to, watch first. We take a breath in, we tilt the pelvis, we push up through the heels of the feet, so we just rest on our shoulder blades. So we've got lots of space between our chin and our chest. So the most important thing is when we roll back down, you roll through your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. So each part of your back is hitting the floor one at a time. And the last thing to touch down should be your butt. So when you're ready, go again. So we breathe in, we tilt the pelvis. We scoop. So you're going to strengthen right through the back of your body, into your bum, the backs of your legs, the fronts of your thighs, your abdominal muscles. Mobility through your spine as we slowly roll down. Good. So next time, we're going to incorporate the arms. We take a breath in, if you can. Bring the arms up and over. Extend them back. So now we're getting a little bit opening into the chest. When you come back down, really squeeze the butt tight, roll through your spine, let the arms come over and roll down slowly. And let the hands drop down. If you want a little bit more, just maybe bring your feet a little bit closer and go again. So big breath in. Extend those arms if you can. Squeeze those butt cheeks. And then slowly scoop down. Okay, so adding on, let's go again. So breathe in. Tilt the pelvis. Mobility through your spine as you lift. Now just really press your heels into the floor and you're going to feel that strength in your butt, backs and the fronts of your legs. Now this time as you roll down, once your butt hits the floor, slowly curl your chin up. If you need any assistance, you can always use your hand to support your skull. Now on this one, we're aiming our rib cage towards our hip. So I want you to pull your belly in, reach forward, and we're now contracting our abdominal muscles, and then roll back down. So that's the progression to the last one. So go again if you can. Big breath in. Squeeze deep. Press through those heels. Squeeze the butt. Open through the chest. Arms come back over. Belly stays pulled in. As the butt hits, slowly lift the head. Remember your option to hold on if you need. And then just think about rib cage to hips rather than how high your chest is lifted. And then roll back down. Okay, keep that going. Anytime you need a little rest, you can always hug your knees to your chest, have a little stretch, and then go again. So we're going to add on again. So into bridge, squeeze the butt, and then slowly roll down. Curl up the head. To ensure that your knees are not pulling out or in, just imagine you've got a ball between your knees. Now I want you to put one hand to the back of your skull. Lift the chest. And then just reaching towards one ankle and then coming back to center. So now we're also working into our obliques, into our waist muscles. So reach and then come back. Reach. Good. Reach. So do what you can do. Aim for about 5 to 10 of these if you can. If you've had enough, you simply come back down and then you go again on the other side. So breathe, extend. Arms come over, chest lifts, and then place your other hand to the back of your skull. Now remember, your hand is only there to support your head, not for you to yank your head forward. So you lift to wherever you can, and then reach. Try not to swing your body from side to side. You just reach into the ankle, coming back to center. Reach, and then back. Reach, and then back. How are we all doing? You can always progress to this, start maybe with a few, and then each time you do it, maybe try and add on another few more. And then come back to center, hands down, and then release. Okay, so we're going to move on to tabletop. So from here, again I want you to think about pulling your belly button towards your spine. So tuck the chin. So imagine that your leg is just going to float off the floor. So you take a breath in, and as you exhale, just let your foot float so that your knee comes level with your hip and your foot is level with your knee. And then just relax your head. So if you're okay with your back, we try the other one. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, slowly, so imagine it's just floating off the floor. So we've got our feet level with our knees level with our hips. So you've got to really pull your belly in to keep your back flat to the floor. If this is too much, simply pop one foot back to the floor and just hold it here. Okay? So again, visualize that ball in between your knees so they're not touching, and alternatively they're not falling out to the side. Really pull your abdominal muscles in. So you're going to feel the contraction here in your lower abdominal muscles. You're also going to feel it in your thighs because they're working hard to keep your feet in this position. Okay? So you aim to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds. And then as you progress, you can hold it up to a minute. Okay, so now take one foot to the floor, take the other foot to the floor. Just have a little breather. So we're going to go again. So take a breath in, exhale and let that leg float off the floor. Check your knees in alignment with your hip, your foot is in alignment with your knee. Just relax the foot and then take up the other one. Keep one foot down if you need to. So now from here, we're going to do heel drops. So keeping one knee completely still, taking the move from your hip, let your other heel drop towards the floor, without any pressure on your back. The back must stay in contact with the floor. Just hover it above the mat and then slowly, so it's when you bring the leg back, you're going to feel your abdominal muscles contract the most. And then try with the other side. So one knee stabilizes while the other leg moves. Keep that going. If you need to, your alternative is to keep one foot on the floor and then just do one and then bring it back. And then maybe do 5 to 10 on one side, 5 to 10 on the other. Okay. So choose again what's right for you. So if you're feeling really brave or really strong, your option is maybe try both legs. Now when you do both, you'll probably find they're not going to go as low as what one will do. Don't compromise the back, and then draw the belly in to come back to center. So you have the option, either both legs, dropping slowly towards the floor, if that's not pulling on your back, or you stay with one leg. Good. So just keep that going. Make sure the back is flat to the floor, your abdominal muscles are drawn in. So just do a couple more, whether you're doing single legs or whether you're doing both. And then when you're done, hug your knees to your chest for a well-deserved stretch. Knees to the chest and in. Good. Okay, so from here, if you bring your knees in a little bit more, just lift your butt off the floor, you're going to get a stretch in your bum, your lower back. So now from here, take your feet back to the floor. And we're going to have a few more options. So from here, I want you to bring your arms above your shoulders and relax your shoulder blades into the floor. Okay, so this is level one. We take a breath in, we exhale. All we're going to do is curl our chest off the floor. A bit like we did when we done our shoulder bridge, when we're reaching our fingertips towards our ankles and aiming our rib for our hip. Trying to avoid tucking your chin, and then slowly roll back down and bring your arms back over your shoulders. So try that again. Breathe in. Exhale, curl up. Again, reaching towards the ankles and then slowly back down. Okay, so that's enough for you. This is where you stay. If you want to advance it, we extend the legs away from us. We take a breath in and we curl up. So all I want you to do is curl just enough so that you're looking at your toes, checking you've got your abdominal muscles pulled in, your back is flat to the floor, and then coming back down. Good. Anytime you need a rest of your arms, just expand them to the sides. Otherwise, curl up, reach, and then roll back. So again, if that's enough for you at this stage, this is where you stay. Otherwise, the next time you come up, now hold it here. Look at your toes. Pull your belly in tight and lift one foot no more than about an inch off the floor. So it's no higher than a toe, higher than the other one. And then let it drop. Good. And then go again. Curl up. Belly drawn in. And then try it with the other leg. So imagine that you've just lifted it about an inch, so you're using your abdominal muscles to lift the leg rather than yanking the leg up and then down. Good. Have a little breathe if you need it with those arms. And then let's go again. Tuck the chin, breathe in, curl up. Good. So we've done one. If you can, lift one leg off the floor, and this is an advanced option. Avoid this if you've got lower back issues. If you can, lift both. So no higher than about an inch or two off the floor. Belly drawn in, shoulders pressing towards those feet. Make sure your back stays flat. And then take one foot down, followed by the other, and then release. So you're just going to do that one more time. Arms up. Take a breath. Curl. So either one, none, or both. Drawing the belly, check the back is staying flat. Belly button pulled towards your spine. And then slowly release. So this time just keep the legs down. Extend your arms and have a full body stretch. So if your knees are bent, slide them away. Straighten your legs. Take a nice big stretch. Okay. So now bring your arms over and slide your feet in. So now we're going to work the waist a little bit more. So we're all going to start with our arms nice and wide. We're just going to take it to a moving stretch. So we're just going to allow our knees to fall from side to side. You can take your head with you if you want, to give your neck a little stretch. Now on this one, it's important that you anchor your shoulder blades to the floor. So when you take your knees over to one side, avoid lifting your other arm. So that's option 1. Continue with that. Option 2, again, imagine you're letting the leg float off the floor, followed by the other one. Squeeze the kneecaps together and then just slowly allow the knees to come to one side. Drawing the belly in tight, come back to center. If that's too much on your back, you keep your feet grounded and you just go from side to side. So you might find your knees don't go all the way to the floor, so it's important to keep your shoulder blades anchored. Option 3, extend one leg, glue the knees together, let the bent knee go towards the floor, bring it back to center, and then switch in the middle. Make sure those shoulder blades stay anchored. And your final option, if you wish to take it, fully extend both legs, allow them to drop towards the floor, keep them glued together as you slowly come back to center, and then repeat to the other side. Good. So just do as many as you feel comfortable with. If you start to get tired, you can always go back to bent knees, or one knee bent, one leg straight, or you can always just have your knees to your chest. So, when you're ready, take your feet back to the floor. And now just allow the knees to fall to one side. We just have a quick stretch. You can take your eye gaze to your opposite hand and feel that stretch right through your waist, your lower back, right down through your trunk, and then change sides. And then come back to center. Okay, so now bring your knees, if they're not already there, to the front of the room. Bring your back arm over, and then make your way onto your front. We're going to work the back. So we're going to start with a very basic back extension. Okay, so elbows level with your shoulders, feet about hip width apart, and then just take your forehead towards the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't quite get there. Pull your shoulders down into your back. So we're going to take a breath in. Now as we exhale, starting with the elbows grounded, we're just going to lift up, drawing the shoulders back, squeezing the bum and keeping the chin tucked in. And then we slowly lower. Option 2, as you lift, you can maybe start to bring your elbows a little bit higher off the floor. But keep your shoulders drawn back and your eyes looking down. And then slowly back down to the floor. So each time you lift, if you want a little bit more, you can bring your hands a little closer so that each time you lift, you might want to come up a little bit higher. Make sure that butt is squeezed because that's going to help support your lower back. Shoulders drawn down to your back, belly pulled in, and then slowly down to the floor. So if that's too much, just keep your elbows down or maybe lift them a little bit more, and then slowly down. So maybe just do that a couple of times more. Showing that you're squeezing those shoulder blades right down your back, keeping your abdominal muscles pulled in tight and eyes looking down to the mat. Last time. And then slowly down. Okay. So now we're going to place our hands one on top of each other and place your forehead on your hands. Again, nice and easy. It's just to simply lift the chest, lift the head, pull the shoulders back, and then lower. If you want a little bit more, you keep your forehead on your hands, you take a breath in, exhale, and you lift your hands off the floor, lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, squeeze your butt, and then lower back down. So we breathe in, we breathe out to lift, and we breathe in to lower. Alright, we want a little bit more from there. Continue with what you're doing. You lift, and if you can from here, you take your hands forward, thumbs lift up, you bring your hands back underneath your forehead, and you lower back down. So we're just going to hold that, so that's just holding it for a little bit longer. So we breathe in, we exhale to lift, extend the fingers, keep those bellies pulled in, and then lower down. Your final move, we lift, we extend the arms, and you can also extend the legs. And then you come back to center, let's do a couple more of whatever's right for you, whether you're keeping your hands on the floor, you're lifting your hands, whether you're extending your arms, whether you're lifting your legs or not. Okay, so make your next one your last one. And then release. Well done. So now come up onto all fours. You're just going to have a quick stretch. So if you can, come onto your knees, hands under your shoulders, and draw the shoulders back. So we're going to take a big breath in. As you exhale, just round through the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone open, and open up the back. Now we come to flat back. If this is enough, stay with flat back. If you can, just stick your bum out. Let your back drop, lift your chest, lean slightly forward. You're going to feel a stretch in your abdominal muscles. So we go back to our cat stretch. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, press the hands into the floor so we've got lots of length in the arms. Open up the back, release, flat back if that's enough. Otherwise, let the back dip, stick the bum out, pull the shoulders back, lean slightly over your wrists a little to get a little bit more stretch. And then let's do that one more time. So tuck the tailbone, open up the back, let the back drop, bum stick out, shift your weight forward, and then release. And then come to a nice seated position on your back. So hopefully that's given you a few ideas that you can practice at home. Just remember to stick to the level that's right for you. Okay. Have a little stretch into our waist. So if you just bring one arm up, walk the fingers away, press your bum to the floor, just lift from your hip bone right up to your fingertips and extend the arm over the top. And then change sides. So reach, ground through the hip and extend. So try and keep your arm over your ear so you're not twisting. You're going to feel that stretch down the side. So stretching those waist muscles that we've worked. And then come to center. Take that hand that's in the air behind your back. Take your other hand on the outside of your knee. Lift from the hip. Take a big breath in. Exhale and slowly twist. And when you rotate, try not to yank the head too far around. Think about pulling the shoulder around and using the hand to guide you around. Come back to center. Change sides. Hand over the side, other hand behind. Sit tall and then slowly rotate. Your hand will guide you around. Hands to the back of your thighs, take a big breath in. Now as you exhale, just scoop the belly in, tuck the chin, keep a good grip of your legs, lean back as far as your arms will allow you to. Feel that opening in the upper back and shoulders. And then come to center, and then one final stretch. Bring your hands out, just walk your fingers forward, and keep your shoulders back and keep your chest lifted. Just come as far forward as you can, and just let your head drop. If you're uncomfortable seated, you can stick a leg out, you can put your legs to the side, you can even keep your knees bent. So whatever's right for you. And then slowly walk your hands in, lift your head, give your shoulders a little roll, just maybe your head drop from side to side, and we're done. Well done.